I think the difference between entertainment and content is, I would say that content's become such a catch-all that it could really be anything. And I think what we look for in the category is something that's feels like it comes from the world of entertainment. So a lot of the categories this year, the subcategories, are subcategories you'd find in at the Emmys or in the Oscars, and where we're looking, it's a documentary, or it's a scripted short, or it's a TV program, a special, or a series. And I think that's helped to really define the category. We've seen a lot of, it's much cleaner than last year, where we're kind of struggling with, trying to define the category using advertising categories, like using campaign, the word campaign, or using the word instead of series, or transmedia. And that's what we have now. And so I think by next year it's going to be pretty clean, and people should, understand what we're looking for. And, just because something is entertaining doesn't mean it's entertainment. And I think we saw a lot of that this year, where we're laughing, or, we're saying that's a really good piece, but at the end it felt like it's a commercial. There really wasn't, a story there, or it kind of followed the formula of a commercial, even though it was great, because there are a lot of great commercials and entertaining commercials, but it doesn't mean they're right for the category. I'd say it's a learning process. We're only in our second year. I think it's the work, I think, is getting better, and I saw some great documentary work that was, I thought the stories were told in a much more compelling way than last year. So I think that's getting better, but it's early days, and some of the best work in the category is not entered, and we need to get more people the work that we've seen. Red Bull doesn't enter their work, and I think they're kind of the gold standard when it comes to entertainment by a brand. And but the Lego Movie not entered. There's other notable work over the past 2 years that is not entered in any of the ad shows, but I see that changing in the next few years. No, after we had a pretty healthy debate, we were really close on a piece of work, and after going through all the different components of the work, we decided that we couldn't do that. It's been great. So yeah, this is my second year. First year as a juror. This is my first time being a president. And it's been great. What I like about the show is that we all sit around, we watch all the work together, and we talk about it, and we debate, and it's just a really nice show, and there's people from all over the world and from all different backgrounds and different expertise. So that's been nice to have that kind of conversation and point perspective. In most shows you don't look at all the work. There's usually an elimination round where we kind of split up all the work, and I like that we look at all the work. And this show has been the first time where I think we looked at everything. Like, we really watched everything, and that doesn't happen. And we even played the games, and so that was refreshing. I think that was my focus this year, is to make sure that we looked at everything and gave everything a shot and played everything. And I think the next step was, we've seen more and more VR, that we really need to, I see that growing, so we're going to have to start looking at all the VR films, which will be fun. Be open. Just because you're right, maybe you are. Whenever you get feedback, whether it be whatever it is, I would say sleep on it, think on it, come back. Usually you'll feel different than you did when you heard the initial feedback. and continue to push. And if you don't wake up every morning excited about what you're working on, then you got to find something else. And another thing is just be scared. Come up with ideas that scare you. And I've always been attracted to situations where I felt a little uncomfortable, and I wanted to face that, and that's when I felt like I was growing the most. So, and I think that the industry gives you opportunities to, you can challenge yourself and continue to push, and the minute you get bored, you just gotta find the next challenge.